Good morning. I'm relaxing in my chair, drinking the first cup of tea of the day. I've cast out and I'm watching the quiver tip. I'm after tench. I'm about 2-3 rod lengths from the bank. There is a drop off, so I'm fishing beyond that. And the first thing I did on arrival was to mix up some brown crumb mixed maggots and put them out there. When you fish in a bigger water and perhaps a little bit more distance from the bank that you would normally on a smaller pool, it's good to look for a point on the horizon. So it could be a tree on the far bank, it could be a chimney in the distance, could be 4 miles away, 5 miles away even, but as long as you've got a point in front of you, put your bait out to that point, if that's where you want to fish, of course. Don't let the horizon dictate to where you want to put your bait. You do the latter first and then everything else will drop into place. But what I'd do is I'll put things in a line, put my bait out there in a line. So I don't want the crumb and the maggots in a tight little spot. You see anglers with a pole and a cup on the end and they put it in exactly the same place each time. I want it spread over a small area, not big. I don't want one ball of bait there and another one 20 yards that way, because that's too widespread. But put them in a smallish area, and then what you do is you cast out, and because you've got your bait in a line, you know that wherever you drop, then of course that's where the fish will be. That's the theory anyway, isn't it? Always need a plan of attack, and then you wait patiently for the plan to come to fruition. No feeding bubbles as of yet. It's a great thing about tench, isn't it? They do give themselves away on certain waters. Depends on the bottom of the lake. If it's such that as they root around they release bubbles, then you can see them. Others maybe not necessarily so. On this particular one you do get to see the feeding bubbles. I'll be looking forward to those putting in an appearance shortly. More importantly though, a fish in the back of the net. I'm not a blanker because I just, it's very lively, just caught this. I'll tell you about this fish in a moment when I cast out again. While I was sitting here and watching the rod, I noticed a few small perch in the margins, so I started to throw a maggot or two in, and they were onto them straight away. I love to watch fish feed, by the way. That's why I often do that, because the things that you can learn from their behaviour put you in good stead as an angler. So when you see the things in the margins that you can witness, it helps you to get an idea of what's going on out there when you can't see. It's the same fish. Fish behave in a similar way, whether it's perch, roach, bream. They often have their own little ways of doing things, and it helps you as an angler to observe that. Anyway, I was bringing the bait in to recast again for myself, and I just dropped it there in the margins straight away. That perch was onto it. A size 10 hook with 4 maggots. I've said this a few times in recent videos. Oh no, I've also said that as well. Hook pull. What I was going to say is that it takes time sometimes for the first fish to take the bait. Well, I'll show you while I'm up here now. 6 pound line right the way through, 1/4 ounce lead, bead a shot, hook length of about 6 inches. Let's get that slime off there. You know when you've connected with a tench, whether you land it or not, don't you? And there's the hook and 4 maggots. Right, let's put some fresh maggots on and cast out again. Another bite of the cherry. Will I be able to land this one though? That's the question, isn't it? I know that since I switched to a size 10 hook session or so back, it has made a difference. I know it's anecdotal, you can't always scientifically measure angling, can you? That's probably one of the good things about it. But this seems to be doing the trick. The fish is on its side, it's surrendered, it's submitted, and it's in the net, and I'll be back in a moment or two. A nice little tinker, then again, aren't they all? Another one on. Took the bait there. Gentle plucks. You have to try and differentiate between a bite and a liner, because with so many tench in the swim, I'm certainly getting lots of the latter. I do strike at one or two because it is hard to tell, and then occasionally you lift and you're into a fish. As it stands at the moment, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That was a good bite actually, no mistaking that. Coming quite tamely to the edge though. What you often find is that will happen, and then when they see the net and they realise their time is up, they have a spurt of energy. Or sometimes when they're actually in the net, they're more active than when they were in the water. I was daydreaming there and the rod tip pulled round. I lifted and I'm into another tinker. A passerby just said to me, "Good morning." I thought to myself, it has been a very good morning indeed. A very good couple of hours or so there, and if 2 out of 3 ain't bad, then 4 from 5 is even better. Out fishing yourself today or beyond? Tight lines.